During preparations and rehearsals, we're told to reveal the methods of growing in effect. Though, of course, the afternoon is crisp and bright when he takes it to tea. But it is that Margaret asks him, glancing down at his nose restlessly. Nothing, she says, pulling the cuff of her sleeve down to obscure his view of the bracelet, the carefully woven braid of her hair entwining with his. It was not of wire fur. Pocus never takes the bracelet off. It is gone when she returns to the seams that have as though it had never been there.
Hello, booktubers! I was tagged by Moonlit Scrawls to do the Hogwarts tag, and Moon is a really just delightful person. She's so sweet. If you have time, go check her channel out. I'll have her link in the description below. Just take a second and check her out, because she's such a sweetie. And I love her channel, so there's also that. And the thing is, I also love Harry Potter, so thank you, Moon, for tagging me in this challenge. Now, I kind of want to start beginning each video discussing what I'm reading and what I'm drinking at the time, since I'm the hyped up Hufflepuff. Used to be the caffeinated bibliophile, but someone else had that name. Right now, I am reading The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern for the Spookathon, and I am drinking coffee. To basically, like, put it mildly, it's Maxwell House. I honestly don't like Maxwell House very much. No offense, Maxwell House. You know, if you want to sponsor me for some reason. But yes, Maxwell House with dark chocolate almond creamer and a touch of pumpkin spice, and it's honestly delicious. I had to doctor it all to hell, but it's super good. But with that being said, let's get to the tag. First question is, in which era would you like to live? And Moon made sure to impress upon me that it was a very important question, because all of the questions following will basically be based on this question. I'm going to be super basic and say the Golden Trio, because I already know that there are a lot of people in that era that I would enjoy. I would get to have teachers like Hagrid, which would be amazing, McGonagall, and just so many amazing people. There would also be a lot of things going wrong, but I feel like things were definitely worse during the Marauders era, and I kind of try to forget that everything from the cursed child exists, so let's just, push that down into the darkest recesses of our mind. Anyway, yes, the era of the Golden Trio. The next question is, what is your favorite candy in the witch's trolley? And my answer is the chocolate frog. This was some of the most delicious chocolate I ever got. I got a Salazar Slytherin card with it, wizard card with it. I have no idea where it is at the moment. It ended up lost in the move somewhere. I still have so many boxes that haven't been unpacked, so I assume that it's in one of them. But yeah, here's my beat up chocolate frog box. My younger brother, this little jerk, he doesn't even like Harry Potter that much, but he got to go to the Wizarding World in Orlando, and I was so jealous, but he was sweet enough to bring this back for me and lots of pictures. And he also brought me back exploding bonbons, which were also super tasty. It was like Pop Rocks in white chocolate, almost, but, really tasty, if you ever want to try them. The next question is, what is your Hogwarts house? I don't know. I'm stumped on this one, guys. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm absolutely a Hufflepuff. I am a Hufflepuff to the freaking core. Like, anyone I meet and gets to know me can pretty much immediately tell I'm a freaking puff. The fourth question is, who will be your Hogwarts best friend? And if Moon had chosen the Golden Trio era, I might have said Moon, but she didn't choose that era. So I'm going to say that I am most often drawn in life to Ravenclaws and Slytherins. It seems like most of my friends are just some subset of Ravenclaw or Slytherin, and maybe a Hufflepuff in there. I only have like 2 Gryffindor friends. They are an extreme rarity at this point. And I think at least one of them is in denial about being a Hufflepuff, actually. But But yeah, I think probably that Luna Lovegood might be my best friend at Hogwarts because I was a super weird child. Like, super weird. I thought I was an alien until I was in the 5th grade and would sit on the swing talking to myself. I had huge purple glasses. I don't even know where the pictures are anymore. I'm pretty sure I disposed of them all because they're all terrible. But yeah, I had these huge purple glasses that were like translucent, and they were hideous. And I wore grandma clothing all the time, and if you don't know what I mean by that, it was just stuff like kittens and patterns that honestly would probably be seen as in now, but at the time, no, people thought I was so weird, and I was also fat. So I was just absolutely the weird kid. That added to the fact that I'm also somewhere on the autistic spectrum. I had no friends for so long, and I was absolutely the weird kid, and I would have loved Luna. Absolutely loved her. Those are the people that I gravitate towards. The people who have no other friends and are weirdos like me. Question is, what will be your favorite subject? And let me tell you, it would be care of magical creatures because, oh my god, I love everything about magical creatures, mythical creatures, whatever you want to call them, and I love the sound of almost all of Hagrid's classes, especially the ones where he didn't like get interfered with. Okay, I will take a blast-ended scroot. I think that was how you pronounce it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Hagrid. Call me out sometime. Or I think Rita Skeeter pronounced it like bastarded scoot or something. That was a terrible accent. Oh my god. But yes, absolutely. Care magical creatures. I am here for them. The next question is, will you play Quidditch? And if so, what will be your position? I'll be honest, I don't know if I ever would have gotten up the nerve to audition to play Quidditch. Um, but I did play a couple of sports when I was younger, like baseball. Yes, actual baseball, not softball, and things like that, when I was very young. So I may have gotten into it when I was younger, and if I did, I think I would be something along the lines of a keeper or a beater, something where you need more of like a hefty build. So probably more of a beater, honestly. Next question is, which characters will you fight? And I am not a super violent person, so it took me a minute to really figure out my answer to this question. Um, and then I came up with a list. So first I'm fighting Zakar Smith because he gives a bad name to the Hufflepuffs and he's just a little shit, honestly. Then maybe Pansy Parkinson. I don't know. I might get cursed into oblivion. We'll see. Then Mariette Edgecombe because she's a little snitch. And I don't like her. I know she didn't do it on purpose, but still, she was kind of a little shit. Then Ron Weasley. Okay, no, he would be the first one because in first year in particular, he was such an asshole to Hermione. I just, he was such a jerk. I love Book Ron, don't get me wrong, and he grows as a person, and I love him. But I feel like we would at least argue. And then maybe Crabbe or Goyle. I don't know. It would depend. Honestly, it might be anyone that I heard from, Slytherin or Gryffindor, whichever one, because it would be one of those two who is fucking with someone who is younger than them, or just, being shitty in general. I've never been able to stand that. I don't necessarily use violence to solve those situations or anything like that, but if I'm gonna fight someone, that's probably gonna be why, because they're harassing someone and just being really shitty. Um, or their name is Zakar Smith and they're just a little snot rag. Next question is, which characters will you redeem? Which I didn't really know how to answer because it kind of seemed to me like any character that deserved a redemption arc kind of got it. Draco pretty much got his redemption arc to an extent. I would have liked to have seen more of it. Snape, I mean, no offense, but he kind of got what he deserved. Yeah, he did some really noble, brave things, but he was an absolutely terrible person who tortured children. And yeah, I'm sorry, no. No, he was a terrible person. So I chose one that is probably going to seem very controversial to some people. I chose Cho Chang. She gets so much hate, and to be fair, J.K. Rowling should have. Sorry, my neighbors keep on going in and out of their house, and the walls are very thin, so I don't really want them to hear me doing my YouTube videos. But yeah, I feel like Cho Chang gets a lot of crap, and that J.K. Rowling really should have. I don't know. She should have done better by her. First of all, her name should not be Cho Chang. Her name should not be two last names. How are you going to do that? It's like naming someone like Smith Johnson or something like that. It's just like Rogers Hall. It's so rude. Um, but overall, I think she gets a lot of shit, and I personally know that when I read The Order of the Phoenix, that I gave her a lot of shit because I was like 15 at the time and was very much in the depths of like internalized misogyny. So it was like, oh, she's crying. Uh. But honestly, like, she is reacting the way that anyone would react to losing someone they love. Speaking as someone who actually had, believe it or not, I was engaged at another point and my fiance died, and I had someone that I was starting to date, and he died, which I feel like that was a little closer to what was going on with Cedric and Cho Chang, and they were both miserable. And they made me kind of feel a lot worse for Cho Chang and what she had to go through, and the fact that she gets ridiculed by the community so much. Like, everyone hates Cho Chang. Everyone. And I can see hating the way that her character was made, but her character in general, it just feels extremely like sexist to hate her at this point, and like you don't honestly know what she had to go through because she's a 16-year-old girl at that point, and she was 15 when she had to find out that the guy that she had feelings for and had gone to the ball with died. She had so much going on in her life, and then she just gets so much hate. And yes, I would absolutely try to give her some kind of redemption arc. Which characters will you date? Well, if Luna Lovegood would not have me, then I would probably be interested in Neville Longbottom, again, because I love the weirdos, and he reminds me very much of myself at that age. Um, and he was just such a sweetie. He's such a cinnamon roll. And then there's Ginny Weasley, because I love her character. I think she's a badass. As in her book character. Let me clarify. I don't like her movie character. I think her movie character is pretty terrible, other than in maybe like the fourth movie. But her book character is wonderful, and I would absolutely date Ginny Weasley if she was in any way interested. The last question is, what will be your job after Hogwarts? And I think we can kind of figure that out from my reaction earlier. I would work with magical creatures in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how. Do they have the equivalent of a veterinarian in that world? Like, do they have a St. Mungo's for animals? I don't know. Maybe I'd start one if they don't. But yeah, it would be something to do with magical animals. Just, it would have to be. I don't know what else I would do. Um, like, I'm sure I would find something else to do because it's the wizarding world and there are many, many options. But this would be my first option. Alright, well, that's the end of my Hogwarts tag. Remember to like, share, subscribe, maybe comment below your answers. I'm not tagging anyone for this because I wasn't told to, but you guys should definitely check out Moonlit Scrolls. Like I said, she's really sweet and, she deserves the love. So go say hi. You guys stay safe and don't forget to love yourself.